Thanks for staying with us. We'll be starting the newspaper reviews with The Nation. Major headline: Kukah, why Nigeria should not be linked to religious genocide. 35 die in another petrol tanker explosion. Protest: police charge Kanu's lawyer, brother, 10 others. ADC secretariat set ablaze in Ado-Ekiti. Tinubu nominates Doro as minister to replace Yudwada. And Abia, Edo, Ebonyi, Ondo lag in voter registration. What stories do we have in The Nation?
The one-day vice president. Yeah. So the vice president of The Nation, Mr. Alhaji Kashim Shettima, I hope I'm not mistaken, had yielded the seat to Miss Joy Oga, a teenager, to run his office for a day. This symbolic one-day presidency, vice presidency, is to mark the International Girl Child's Day. And Miss Oga was on the delegation of Plan International to the Vice President's office. And so she was nominated. He graciously yielded the seat to her. And she sat there where she had the full emblem of his office. And, you know, she, of course, exercised power from that office for a day, where she used that to advocate for the education of inclusive education for children and empowerment of the girl child. And she talked about how important this empowerment will go. She said the data shows that 10.5 million children are out of school, with over 60% of them being girls in Nigeria. And she said Nigerian girls can become leaders if the necessary interventions were put in place. And she talked about, you know, government, policymakers, developmental partners, and citizens acting strategically to advance girl child education. Last year, to mark the International Girl Child Day, one other young teenager had taken over the office of the Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas, last year, and she advocated for the removal of VAT on sanitary wares and diapers. And, you know, so this is usually used to mark a very important day like the Girl Child Awareness Day, but it's good that, you know, we're using these offices to continually. She said the issues that she was highlighting are beyond a day of this a day's anniversary, you know, so they should continue to talk about them and do the needful.
Okay. I have the APC, All Progressives Congress in Lagos yesterday endorsed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for second term. They say the chapter also began mobilization for the 2027 general election with a historic stakeholders meeting. The motion for President Tinubu's endorsement for second term was moved by the Ayamburen of Ikorodu, Obakabiru Shotobi, and seconded by the House of Assembly Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa. They said the president had done a lot in the last 2 years, adding that the country deserves the progressive continuity. Meeting was attended by all political leaders, including members of the Governance Advisory Council, led by Chairman Prince Oluyole Olusi, and, you know, so many others. As we know, the governor was there, Governor Sanwo-Olu, the deputy governor as well, and also former governor of Lagos State, as well as former minister BRF. Fashola was there. He hailed the ideological foundation of the party, saying, that's Fashola I'm speaking about now. He says, we are progressives because we are determined to improve the human condition. He noted that while APC is waxing stronger, it has become difficult for the opposition to form a merger or coalition. The former governor applauded past party chairmen and alerted party stalwarts to the reality of increasing voter registration, decreasing voter turnout on poll day, stressing that 30% turnout in 2023 is not worthy of applause. So many other speakers, you know, on the day said a lot of things, but really was to rally registration for the upcoming election, and any ward, you know, that does well will also be rewarded.
Okay, let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Stay with us. Welcome back. We're still reviewing the papers. Amaka is ready.
So at least 35 people have lost their lives and many others injured while scooping petrol from a tanker that had an accident along the Bida Road in Kacha, local government area of Niger State. You know, we can't say this enough. This is so dangerous. It keeps happening over and over again. Well, the spokesperson of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Assistant Corps Marshal Olusegun, has stated that the victims were caught in the fire when the community members came out to scoop the fuel, and it ignited, and both properties and human lives were lost. He also said that this happened because there's a section of the road that is really bad, and so many that within the past few months that over 30 tankers has fallen in that particular area. So they're begging the state government to do something about it, because just last week, a tanker carrying groundnut oil fell there. The community members again came and scooped all the products from the
They're never
area.
afraid.
Yeah, they're never afraid. And this had happened
We have
again.
to move, yeah.
Yes, and the Niger State governor has said that this is sad, and that they'll do everything possible to ensure that the road is fixed and that this can...
Okay, moving on now to the Punch. Lamido Turaki McAfee lead PDP chairman race. Presidency can clash over Christian genocide claim. Niger governor mourns as 35 killed in tanker explosion. We've taken that. Presidential pardon. AGF orders multi-agency probe. Diri delays APC move amid silver. Lokbobiri power talks. Sonolu Fashola embodied Lagos APC endorsed Tinubu's re-election. MDA is under fire as federal government probes TSA violations. Hit and run driver kills Lagos director days before retirement. Amoputan resumes next week ahead of Anambra poll. What do we have?
The hit and run, very truly sad story. So they say a director of the Lagos State government, Sherifa Talabi, died 4 days before her retirement from civil service and her 60th birthday party. They said that she was knocked down by a hit-and-run driver while trying to cross the expressway around the redemption camp. Efforts were made to take
Miriam, was told your mic is off.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. It's okay now.
Can they hear me
Yeah,
now?
yeah, they can hear you.
So she was from where?
Yeah.
So she
Continue.
was knocked down by a hit-and-run driver while trying to cross the expressway around redemption camp. She was taken to the hospital, unfortunately confirmed dead when she got there. Another source says that she was supposed to retire Monday, October 13th, but the retirement event was now postponed to Wednesday, October 22nd, because they were waiting for the agency's GM to attend. And she had already sent out invitations, everything was ready for her party. But sadly, this happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's just painful.
Yeah.
So painful.
Meaning
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sad.
Okay, another story.
Yeah, the federal government, through the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, has ordered all ministries, departments and agencies to submit their statements of accounts in commercial banks. Remember that the government had said that the move was part of its plan to maintain financial discipline, because they were told to stop dealing with commercial banks, that everybody has to deal with the TSA, which is a treasury single account domiciled in central bank. So they said that despite everything that they've told them, they are still dealing with commercial banks, and they should submit their statements of accounts so that they can be told.
Be sorted, yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry?
Well, I have the presidential pardon. So the president of the Federation, Daniel Bwala Tinubu, has asked that the Attorney General of the Federation orders a multi-agency review of the proposed presidential pardon list. So following all the criticisms now, the probe of this list will be done by the EFCC, the NDLEA, and the police, as well as the Ministry of Justice under the Attorney General of the Federation, to, review the list, the credibility
of that list,
the character of the list. So this exercise might just not slash that list to half, and that's to summarize everything.
I think what I've noticed with our president is that once there's talk out,
he listens.
He listens. He's not.
He listens, he goes back, and then he reviews. Daily Sun, a final paper for today. Christian genocide saga. Khan accuses presidency of facts twisting. Kukah begs US. A protest court sent Nnamdi Kanu's brother, 10 others to Kuje prison. Senate recommends life imprisonment for minors defilers. A Supreme Court reserves judgments in Rivers State emergency rule suite. Insecurity, Edo State government to regulate activities of scavengers and scrap dealers. Okpebolo. Federal government's domestic borrowing hit 6.17 trillion in 6 months. Reps probe utilization of 4.6 billion HIV, TB, malaria fund. What do we have in this?
So let me take this Kukah story. So the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Matthew Hassan Kukah, has asked the United States to not redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern over religious freedom. He said that this would halt ongoing effort to promote dialogue, national healing and interfaith understanding under the Tinubu administration, following the U.S. Senators insistence that there's a religious genocide going on here. He was speaking at the launch of the Aid to the Church in Need, 2025 World Report on Religious Freedom in the World at the Augustinian Hall, Vatican City. He acknowledged that Nigeria remains plagued by violence and discrimination. He, however, noted that encouraging signs of progress are already showing, and that this would be distracted by this new clamor that is going on. He said, and it should be strengthened. This progress that we are seeing should be strengthened, not punished. It canvassed support for the government to crush terrorists instead of labeling the country. And I totally agree with him. This morning I heard somebody say in the news in the US that the entire news stations in the US are reporting genocide in Nigeria, religious based. That's the ongoing, and that is disappointed that local news are not doing the same.
Doing what? Where
somebody
is the genocide?
They create news. Do you understand that?
Please,
anyways, the Senate has recommended life imprisonment for offenders convicted of defiling minors. I'm so happy about this. While also passing for third reading a bill seeking the establishment of the Mines Ranger Service to combat illegal mining activities across the country. Resolution on the child defilement followed concurrent with the Criminal Code Act Amendment Bill 2025, earlier passed by the House of Representatives. The bill presented by Senate leader Michael Bamidele had originally prescribed a 5-year jail term, but Senator Adams Oshomole, in his argument, has said no. If rapists can have just 5 years, that defiling a minor should be at least 10 years and above. And the other committee members now said, the other senators now said that we agree. Let's push for life imprisonment. So let's see how this goes. But kudos to that. That's great.
Thank you so much, ladies. That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. The show continues afterwards. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.